What's going on, Dolph fans? It is your boy Dillon, and I got a few announcements to make. The Dolphins have made some roster moves, several moves in fact. So let's go ahead and just jump right into it. Should be really quick. The Dolphins have signed, this is according to them and from their website, we have signed wide receiver Ricardo Lewis and placed defensive tackle Ray Smith on the reserve retired list. Let's see. We also activated defensive tackle Raekwon Davis, defensive tackle Benito Jones, guard Solomon Kinley, and wide receiver Kirk Merritt off of the reserve COVID-19 list, which likely means they were just in contact with somebody who was exposed, etc. So there's that. Wanted to let you guys know about. They did also sign another receiver. As you know, Allen Hurns and Albert Wilson had both opted out, so they signed Ricardo Lewis, but they also did sign another veteran wide receiver, an ex-Colts wide receiver by the name of Chester Rogers, and it's a one-year contract to help, fill out that wide receiver room. The Miami Dolphins and wide receiver Chester Rogers reportedly agreed to a one-year contract Sunday. ESPN's Adam Schefter reported the news, which comes days after Allen Hurns and Albert Wilson opted out of the 2020 season over COVID-19 concerns. Rogers spent his first 4 seasons with the Indianapolis Colts, recording 16 receptions for 179 yards and 2 touchdowns in 2019. Obviously doesn't have hardly any production, and it's a pretty major drop-off from the guys that we lost. But we'll see how that plays out. I mean, look, again, for me, if there are any games played this season, which I think that there's a likelihood to be at least a couple, I think that they will start the season. I think that it's inevitable that it's going to end up getting shut down at some point, because I just don't think they're going to be able to control it and keep it contained. And I think that they will have outbreaks. I think that they will have entire teams shut down, etc. But if they do play games, getting just to the football, perspective or side of it, I cannot imagine that this Dolphins team is going to be anywhere close to good. They were complete trash last year. Their locker room is almost entirely new. They have an almost entirely new coaching staff with new playbooks. The off season's been completely fucked. They've got, several players now, players that were here last year, right? Some of the players that were carryovers are opt-outs, et cetera, et cetera. Not to mention, they're going to lose players throughout the season for having to put them on the COVID list, even if it's just because they came into contact with somebody. Anyway, look, they're not going to be a good team. They're just not. I mean, it's nearly impossible to think that this Dolphins team is going to be good in this upcoming season. And then, then when you break down, even individual players, I mean, the best player on the team, Xavier Howard's got, knee issues, and he's still on the PUP list. And that's not boding well for this year or his future with this team at all. And then their first draft class was pretty, I keep being fair by saying underwhelming, but they were not good. I mean, the first draft class under Brian, and look, it's, again, to be as fair as possible, it is just their first year. It was just their rookie year, but I don't really understand how people think that they're going to take, much of a step forward, if any at all, with the situations that they got to deal with. Right? All new coaching staff, pretty much an all new team, new playbooks, COVID, blah, 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 fucked up offseason, right? I don't understand how people think they're going to take some major step forward. Their second year's draft, I thought they totally misprioritized. They didn't do, they took several guys who have injury histories, which they seem to be doing all over the place, not just in the draft, but also the most notable one, obviously, is Tua, but several of the guys that they brought in have pretty, significant injury histories, both in the draft and in free agency. And then not to mention, I think that they reached on guys, like Solomon Kinley, Robert Hunt, right? Or maybe not Solomon Kinley so much, he was taken later, but like Robert Hunt and Austin Jackson, I don't think that they are going to be a very good team. Anyway, that's what I got to say on that. You guys already know that. And Rodgers is coming off a knee fracture suffered in December with the Colts, so his health will be paramount to him latching on the final roster. So there's that as well. He's got an injury history too. Anyway, look, real quick, another quick update since it just came in. The Dolphins have activated linebacker Calvin Munson off of the non-football injury list. So add that to the roster moves that the Dolphins have made today. All right, guys, with that, I'm going to get out of here. I hope you guys appreciate my perspectives. If you do, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you hit the bell if you want to get the alerts. Share my channel and videos with your friends and family. Leave your questions, comments, and concerns down in the comment section. And, of course, as always, make sure you follow me on Twitter at Dillon Tartaro. And with that, I am out. I'll see y'all soon. Phins up.